Peter Eliades with you. Stock Market Cycles Update, Thursday, February 13th, day before Valentine's Day. Now, all you boys and girls out there, be sure to give your significant others a Valentine tomorrow. Okay, I'm going to go through a sequence now of kind of the thought process that you might go through when you're at a point like this in the market. And this is just with one index. They don't all match up perfectly, but it's one of the most important ones, the S&P 500 Cash Index. So remember now, this is a nominal 40-week projection. This is an offset projection, was given way back in the March-April time period. You see here's the low, Christmas low in December of 18, right down here. And then you got this crossing up here. I only have one offset here. There should be a couple on there, but for simplification and clarity purposes, we just have that one offset. And this is the offset window. The uppermost part of the projection called for 33.31.11. And as you well know, we pointed that out and made sure to point it out when we got up to this point on January 22nd with a high of 33.37.77. That said, that's the maximum upside projection. But we talked about loop projections. And what does that mean? Well, once you get up to this maximum upside projection, unless there were further projections, this is a nominal 40 week, unless you have a nominal 78 to 80 week, nominal 4-year projections, which we didn't have at the time, then you expect at least some kind of pullback. And from that pullback, which we got right here, then we start to look for what I call loop projections. In other words, we go down and we loop back up. In the meantime, the offsets that are moved over give even higher projections, potentially. So let's look at those. This is a daily chart, and let's go and look at this very first. And as you can see, this was the high on the 22nd right here. We came down underneath the offset and gave projections up to this level, 33.40, 33.50, okay? So that's the first loop projection. From there, we look at the next longer offset line. This is the one we've been talking about for about a week or more now. And that gives us an upside projection between 33.82 and change to 34.06 and change, okay? It was just missed yesterday, but today's high was 33.8509. Compare that to this number. We got fully inside the projection window. We didn't get to the upper side, and that's still a possibility, but we got fully inside the projection window. So now let's look at the next longer offset. The next longer offset is the nominal 5-week projection. Well, lo and behold, look at this. Again, a projection given, the nominal 5-week projection, a loop projection from this high on the 22nd, you went below the offset line and gave this upside projection to between 33.56 and change and 34.26 and change, okay? And what did we do? Well, the last couple of days, the last 3 days, we're inside that projection window. So all the loop projections, well, we shouldn't say that yet. Let's show you the next longer one. This is the next longer one, okay? And this shows you that from this high, getting to the maximum upside of the nominal 40-week, we never went below the offset lines again. So we don't get any loop projection on this offset or any other one longer than that. As you can see, if you move these red and blue lines further to the right, there's no way we get below them. So that's the progression you go through. You had a long-term projection that was met. You had a decline from that projection, as you might expect, and then you started getting loop projections, and now all the loop projections have been met at least on a minimal basis, not on their maximum basis, but on a minimal basis. So that means that this is a time to be very cautious for the possibility of some kind of market pullback. So, some of you hopefully noticed we did a special update today. If you haven't subscribed and clicked on the notification bell, you're not going to know when we do special updates. We did one today, very early in the day, and if you had been a subscriber and clicked on the notification bell, you would have known it. As soon as that update goes online, YouTube sends you an email and lets you know that there is a new update online, and you would know that if it's going online early in the morning, this must be a special update. That's what it was. And let me show you what we showed you today on the special update. This is a trend line. This is the 2009 low right down here. And the trend line, that's anchor number 1. Anchor number 2 is the week ending January 26th of 2018 high. These were both very emotional turning points. This, a very emotional low when everyone was looking for the market to fall apart, and this, a very emotional high when you had this great blow-off and everyone thought we were going ad infinitum in the next few days. So those are two important market turning points, and so we joined them together. This is actually not ours. This is a gentleman by the name of Ian Thidjum who put these trend lines together that we saw. In fact, I don't know if Ian got them from someone else, but we saw them from him, and we like to give attribution to anything anyone does in terms of technical analysis. So, but look at this. This is fabulous. First of all, let's trace the history of it. This low back in September of 2010 comes right down to that trend line. Then in August of 11, you broke that line. And from that point on forward over the next several years, you got up to it in 2012. You got up to it again in 2014 and almost up to it in 2015. And then finally, after this huge blow off to the upside, we're using that. You obviously got up to it because that's one of our definition points. That's one of our anchor points, January of 18 high. But then look what happened. We tried to get up to it at the high in September of 18, and then had this very significant decline. And from that point, that low in December of 18, the Christmas low, if you will, we've had this fabulous move back to the upside. And look at it. Can you see that? Let me do this. Let me bring it, make it a larger thing so you can see. Look at this. Does that look like a perfect hit? So, we've met all the projections and the loop projections. We've met this line almost perfectly, which would theoretically call for a move down from there. If you get significantly above this line, that's a different story. Then you're really into blow-off territory. But for now, at least, this is an important line, and we should turn down at least for a while from here, okay? So we should see some kind of turn down from here. If we don't, then you're breaking above this line, and that would be, again, a significant break to the upside. So these are the things we wanted to show you. We showed this trend line in a special update this morning, very early morning. We came up to it a few times, and if we have time in the next few days, we'll show you this on a micro basis. We did this line on a 5-minute chart, and it's exciting to look at these lines. So that's where we stand as of the close on Thursday, February 13th. Thanks a lot for watching. If you haven't subscribed, go and subscribe. Click on the bell once you subscribe, put in your email address, and you'll be notified of any special updates that we do. Thanks for watching.